So generalization of the new you, this is where people need to just start off simple. They don't need a lot of questions. And that is where with Chima, yeah, no matter what I answered, he kept on asking, well, I don't know how to do that. I've never done that. What do I do? You know, it's like we don't decide people's lives. We don't tell people what to do. Do the new you, figure something out, do something, but we don't tell you what to do. That's not the idea. You know, in the organizations, this is where people have come from, and many of them, especially where you're at, religion. They basically tell you what to do. You're to do this. This is where they have the guidelines, the rules, the regulations, the restrictions, the ceremonies, the rituals. So people follow along these patterns is what they do, is what they're doing. But what they don't see is that these are set up restrictions for human farming, for them to be cattle and eventually, taken out. This is very, very real. And you see this all over. And most people see others, going through certain things thinking that, oh, well, that's them, that's not me. Again, this is the human part of ourselves taking things for granted. So we start off simple. And just like the Skypes here, we've had so many Skype calls. We've got all kinds of definitions out there. So this is where the individual on their own starts to explore and do their own homework. Especially today, you have the internet, which is great. A lot of exploration, a lot of things to figure out with what's going on in the world. And especially, again, people should pay attention because the world is radical. And it's catching up. And it will catch up with everybody. I know people here in Orange County, most of them are in La La Land. They don't see it coming. They don't see it coming at all. But it's coming. And so the dark forces, again, they're adamant. They're nuts. They're psychos. And so, this gun issue, and once that's through, there'll be other issues. There's going to be a chopping away of things all over the place, all over the world. That's just how it is, because people are becoming more aware. With the new wave here, the new presentation, this awareness is here, and the dark forces know it. And so what they're doing is that they're adamantly trying to force people to be, even crazier, more restricted, and fearful in their lives. It's interesting how this works. And this new wave reality is bigger than the rod of power ever was with Paul. Again, that was the babysitting days. And people like to refer to that because it was a very nice, comfy zone. Paul started off with the exercises and, kind of babied people along. Well, this is what people want. They want to stay in this baby brain stage. But what they don't realize is that in creation and the whole of life, you might say, there's a new attitude, and you must keep up with it. You must keep up with life itself, because this is how life is. Life is on its own journey. And so this is where things have to be upgraded and presented brand new. And this is where people don't recognize what is taking place. They're looking at religious and spiritual ideas of restriction. They're all restriction. They're all political, is what they are. And all these cute little masters and the Dalai Lama and all these things, they say these cute little words. The words do nothing. They do nothing at all. Doesn't get you out of here just because you feel good. Again, it's a physical astral thing about what is said, or I like that idea, I repeat that mantra every day. It means nothing. It means nothing at all. It's just a comfy little idea, like a cup of coffee in the morning, etc. Or after you've went out for your jog, oh, you feel healthier. Whatever. These things are part of a person's life, yes. But they're not the ultimate. and they won't provide real freedom, that's for sure. It's a much bigger picture, but we start off simple, and then again, the individual themselves, just like many here, they start exploring, they start doing things on their own, they take on the adventure, they take on the confrontation, and then they learn to defend themselves accordingly. You have to defend yourself in life because you have to go out there. If you want the bigger awareness, you have to deal with everything. So you have to learn to defend yourself. So again, this is where most of the time people don't want to get out of their own house. They want to just feel that they're safe. Well, they're not. You're not safe at all here in the psychic realms because there's always change. And this is, again, trying to get this across. Just simply start to become part of the activity. And this is where the real guides can really work with you. It's kind of like, the Boy Scouts on a hike. If everybody's not willing to do the hike, how can the leader, guide the troop along and show them, what to look out for, how to survive, etc. along the trail. But if there are those that lag behind, and it's like, oh, gee, I'm too tired, my feet hurt, I want to go home and watch TV. Well, again, the troop is leaving. That's how it is. And so you don't get the experience. It's amazing what people have missed. I'm so glad we record these things because there is so much essential here, not only in the literal sense, but in the true sense of the awareness that we're promoting. It's very clean, real, sincere, and honorable. This is the tie-in to the real universes. It really is. Because that's how these universes are. Like the sun shining, you can go into universes where it's just all the sun, sky, and the sea, and the whole atmosphere is all alive with sincerity and purity. Yes, awesome. It is flawless, and it is endless. And so you decide your real position. But you start off simple. It doesn't have to be complex. In the physical, in these realms here, we have a lot of complexity we have to deal with. Just like bugs, flies, and dust. In our house, we have to deal with these particulars, and that's okay. You just deal with what you do. Again, nothing is negated. But at the same time, you learn your focus so that you can survive through this, to make it through it, and to become totally aware, totally awake, and okay. It's just so cool.